All right, guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to take you through building the ultimate elk arrow, in my opinion. This is the Easton 4mm long range match grade arrow in a 300 spine. I'm shooting this arrow through a Hoyt Venom 33 axle to axle bow with 80-pound limbs. I have my draw weight set at 78 pounds, and this is the arrow that I used to kill this bull last year. I shot that bull at 42 yards and it was a full-on pass-through. So this arrow is going to come in right around 520, 525 grains. I have a 3 fletch on here with the Arizona Easy Fletch using the Arizona AAE Max fletchings, 2 green, 1 white, and a extra small boning green wrap on the end there. And then I have on the front of the arrow, I have the 95 grain outsert stainless steel Easton outserts. And then I'll pair this with the 125 grain 3-blade micro Haiti Grim Reaper broadheads. This arrow for me has been awesome the last couple of years. I've had 0 issues with this outsert bending or pulling out when shooting at targets and whatnot. So anyway, I'm going to take you through the arrow build, how I do it, and hopefully you guys can pick something up from it and make it a little easier on you when you guys go build some arrows. So let's start with some tools. So this is the Last Chance arrow saw. I've had this for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now. I love this saw. It's got the built-in tape measure. It's got the squaring tool right here built in. And then it's got these brushes to clean the inside of your arrow out for your insert. It's got a little slot here for water to keep the dust down. Super easy and adjustable. Really awesome saw. Kind of spendy, I'm not going to lie. It's going to cost you, some dough. But if you're into archery and you're building your own arrows, it's definitely worth the investment. As far as glue goes, this is the AAE Max Impact Glue. This is what I use for my inserts. This glue's been great for me. It's honestly the best glue that I've personally found. These inserts have not popped out on me one time. So this is what I would recommend for glue on your inserts. And then for your fletchings, I've been using this AAE Max Bond. It also has worked really well for me. So this fletching glue paired with this primer pen has been bomb-proof for me. Fletchings don't come off. Actually, this arrow, you can see I shot a hole in it with another arrow, and the fletchings are still very well intact. So, I mean, I really got to pull on that, and that one won't even come off. So, I mean, they're on there. They're on there good. This one I have to fix. So that's kind of the main reason I use the wraps. It's just a little easier to clean the arrows up if you got to repair one. But yep. And then this is the Arizona Easy Fletch. I've had this for quite a few years. I use this, and then sometimes I'll use the Bitzenberger, but this is much faster and seems to work just fine. So I oftentimes find myself using this one. And then this is some denatured alcohol. Picked this up at Lowe's. I've had this jug for like 4 years. This stuff lasts forever. So that is the kind of the rundown. Cut some arrows. We'll throw a wrap on, throw some fletchings on, and take you guys through the process. All right, guys, so now I'm going to cut some arrows. I've already got my arrow length set on my saw. It's locked in right here. All you got to do is to adjust this is unscrew this little handle right here, and then this guide will slide back and forth. This saw has a built-in tape on it. So anyway, I've been building arrows for several years, so I already know the length I'm going to cut these. Carbon to carbon is basically 28.5. And how I established that from the get-go is I would knock this arrow bare shaft on my bow. I'd come to full draw, and then I had my wife or my daughter or my son mark my arrow flush with my riser on my bow with a silver Sharpie. That's how I got my length on my arrows. That's how I like my arrows, so that's what I stick with. So this is already set. All I got to do is turn this on real quick and make a couple cuts, and we'll put some fletchings on. All right, that took maybe a minute and a half. These are all cut. So now I'm going to square the end. This saw has a squaring tool right here, which I've already used, but I will go old school and use this little sanding stone that comes with your Easton arrows when you purchase the epoxy and knot kit, and just give these kind of a quick run through with this real quick to make sure everything's nice and clean and square. Just a couple back and forth with this little tool here. And then I'll take some of this denatured alcohol on a Q-tip, clean the inside of these arrows out, and then we can slap the inserts in. After we slap the inserts in, we'll put a wrap on the end, put some fletchings on. So that's that little squaring tool. Really simple, easy to use. All right, so just a Q-tip and some of this denatured alcohol. We will just clean the inside of these out real quick, let them dry for a second. You can see that stuff's all black. Carbon residue, we want to get that out just so we get good adhesion on our inserts, or actually the outserts on these 4 millimeter arrows. Again, I'm using the 95 grain stainless steel Easton outserts that were designed for these arrows. I've been shooting these for a few years, and those have been really good for me. So those 4 are nice and clean. So now we will use our AAE Max Impact glue and the Easton Archery 95 grain stainless steel outserts. I've already built 2 arrows, so let's slap these 4 in. On this step, you're going to want a small piece of a paper towel to wipe off the excess glue. And then I always like to fold up another small paper towel, soak it with some fresh denatured alcohol just to wipe off any extra residue. I like my arrows nice and clean, so just kind of one of those things. This step, you're just going to put a little bit of glue, a light layer all the way around the outsert. Like so. And then when I put this in the end of the arrow, I'm going to give it like a nice twist just to make sure we get glue coverage on the entire portion of this outsert, so we have good adhesion to the arrow and the carbon. Just like a nice slow light twist till it's home all the way. And then we'll take a paper towel, wipe off the excess glue like so. And this is the part where I'll use the one that's a little damp with the denatured alcohol and wipe it off kind of one more time. And then you can remove the nocks so your insert doesn't pop out. But usually I just take it and set it, lean it up against the wall with the insert down on the ground, use gravity, and let that set up for a few minutes. This AAE Impact glue for these outsert inserts, whatever you use it for, works really well. Dries pretty quick. So we'll get these all put in real quick, and then we'll slap some wraps on and then some fletchings. All right, guys, so we let these inserts dry for like 5 minutes, which I found in the past is long enough with that glue. So now we're going to throw a wrap on real quick. These are just the extra small boning wraps for micro diameter arrows, green. So I've got one peeled off here. I'm just going to line the end of the wrap up with the end of the carbon on the arrow. Just like so. I'm going to roll it towards me real quick and get that side sealed down. And then we will roll away from us and get the rest of the wrap applied. So super simple, easy process. Wrap is on. From there, we'll stick the arrow in the Arizona Easy Fletch. You can see you got your light blue for your off-color vein. So for me, I'm gonna line my off-color vein up with the Easton writing on the arrow. So we'll drop that knock in like so. Apologize for the background noise. I'm gonna use a white AAE Max fletching for my off-color vein, and then same fletchings, but green for the other two veins. These veins require a primer pan, Maxwell primer pan that I use from AAE as well. This is gonna give you better adhesion with your fletchings. If you don't use this, there's a good chance your fletchings are gonna come off pretty easy. So I would highly recommend getting the primer pen. I believe if you go with the hybrid fletchings that AAE makes, you don't need the primer pen, but these are the max fletchings, so you're going to want to use it on these. We're just going to apply a little bit of glue. You don't need a lot, just a nice clean thin bead down the fletching, right down the middle, like so. Drop that guy in. And then we will repeat the process quickly. Primer pen. A little bit of glue. God dang it. This keeps getting a little gummed up because I haven't used this for a while. There we go. Trying to move a little quick here so glue doesn't dry before I get it in place. One more. And then you definitely want to have some Q-tips nearby to clean up any excess glue. Once you open the jig back up, I'll show you that here in a second. Dang it, man. There's something that keeps getting caught in there. I'm going to have to snip that off. All right. Now that we got all three ready to roll, all you're going to do here is you're going to push up on the bottom of the jig, twist to the left, and then drop down. It's going to close the jig. And then this little blue piece will slide over to the end of the arrow. There's a couple of grooves on the jig that will lock it into place, like so. We'll let that sit for, I don't know, about 60 seconds. We'll open it back up, and then we'll take a Q-tip and clean off any excess glue. Definitely want to make sure you remember to put the cap on your primer pen so the tip doesn't dry out. And let's see if we can get this thing cleaned out. It's a little annoying. In the meantime, just get ready for the next arrow. So we'll peel off another wrap. You can crank out some arrows pretty quick once you kind of get a system down. This doesn't take very long, to be honest with you. A couple cold beers, turn on some music, whatever. This can be kind of a pain in the butt sometimes, getting these off. There we go. I like to kind of look down the arrow and line up my knock with the writing. Just kind of one of those things I like. It's just personal preference. You can do it however you prefer. Okay, I'll pop this guy open. Just push up on the jig, swing to the right, open it right up. See how we did. A little bit of excess glue, just kind of Q-tip, and we're gonna run it down the inside of these veins real quick. Try to get the excess glue kind of cleaned off there. That looks pretty good. All right, one last step before we're done is I'm going to take a little bit of glue and on the end and on the, I guess, the back of the fletching and the front of the fletching, we're just going to put a little dab of glue there. That's going to really solidify the fletching. Not going to allow like any air or anything to kind of get in that little void if there is one. Just a little dab on the front. All right, and this arrow is complete. See how she spins. Beautiful. Looks good. There you have it. 4mm long range Easton Access match grade, 300 spine, boning extra small wrap, AAE max fletchings, and then the Easton 95 grain stainless steel outsert. Total arrow weight, 525 grains. That's with a 125 grain broadhead. Again, I'm shooting the Grim Reaper Micro Haiti 3-blade. And there you have it. The perfect elk missile. Thing of beauty. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'll definitely get back to you. If you have any tips for me, same thing. Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to get some feedback from you guys. Good luck to you guys on your elk season. I know I'm heading to Montana here soon in the next 40 or 50 days. Got 2 weeks in my schedule opened up to chase bulls with my buddy Joseph. So good luck to you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.